Hello and welcome back to my Sims world where you are simming with Game Haven X01. Y'all, to recall back, we have just met the Caillou family and Kai. Like I said in the last video, I wanted Kai and Bridget to meet. But let's get a little brief on Kai. So Kai is a young adult who's studying to be a self-taught chef. Yes, y'all. He wants to cook in the kitchen. So let's hop over to meet Bridget and get a little brief on her. So Bridget, she has just landed a job as a reporter at a magazine cover called uh, Beauty to Be magazine agency. And yeah, she is very excited to get started in her new career and everything. So she got a few days and she just moved in. So she got a few days before her shift actually starts. And so she's trying to get settled in by redecorating. And she also is learning to cook. So we got to get her cooking skills up. So she's going to be doing a lot of cooking and reading also to level up. But she's not going to be a chef. She is a reporter. So, yeah, y'all, we got a couple more rooms to get decorated. We only decorated her living room. And I love this orange, this pumpkin orange on her. Her hair is just, yeah, maybe one day I dye my hair that color just to see. You know, if it turns out bad, I'm gonna stick a wig on. Yeah, but let's get on to the second episode of this Let's Play. Should I call it a Let's Play, y'all? Or just a storyline? I'm not really sure. I think it's called a Let's Play. But yeah, we're gonna jump over to meet two new Sims and everything while Bridget, aka Bree, gets settled in. So let's move over. So now we with TC, TC Turmeric, which is AKA TC, and she has just moved and at Semester, was that Semester Clothing Store? She has bought the building, y'all. Yes, she has enough funds to buy the building, and it has a little apartment which I'm gonna build in the back. So she'll be staying right here with her store, her clothing store. But we're gonna redecorate. We're gonna make it more feminine. I wanted it to have a different vibe to it. So let's go ahead and just check out the clothing store. And this is right off the gallery of the basic game. Yeah, I'm in the basic game. With a few add-ons. So yeah, so she's gonna walk around and check it out and stuff. So let's just say that, she's unpacking her clothes to set up and everything and redecorating and stuff like that. And she's ready to open up her store and, make some money. So in the process of her, at the store and getting settled in, uh, she gets a call from her best friend, which his name is, yo, Inzo Miller. Yeah, I gotta remember my characters' names, my Sims. So Inzo, he is a young adult also. We're about to meet him. I'm not gonna pop him in. But he calls her and everything. It's like, what you doing? He was like, did you get into your store and everything? She's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm here. She's like, you need to come check it out and everything. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna come over and see if you need any help and everything. I'll be there in the next hour or two. So she's like, okay. So now we done put a sign on the building. Oh yes, she got a clothing store. I'm very excited to get my Sims in here to do a little bit of shopping and stuff. And right next door is the bowling alley. And yeah, I wanted to switch it around to face the sidewalk and everything, but it just doesn't. It doesn't fit on the lot that way. So as time goes on, say maybe an hour or two pass, and she's just coming outside to get some fresh air. She's been in there unpacking and stuff, and she's gonna take a selfie, just like to remember this moment. Like I had the first day, day one in my clothing store, and and this is from the base game, like the camera from the phone. So yeah, and she has this orange hair also, but it's like more brown, like a more brownish color. Um, oh, so I like TC. TC, she is definitely the vibe that I get from her. She is definitely like headstrong. Like I am on my way. This is only one clothing store for right now, but I'm about to go worldwide. You know. And yes, she do design some of her clothes and hang them in the store, but she sells other uh, name brand clothes. So you see Maxwell walking by. We yet to have them meet. Not yet. The story just started. So let's get her to hang up her selfie, her portrait, and everything. And I'm going to enlarge it because I want it to be very noticeable to customers and they can stop and view it. And then we're going to name it as Day One at her clothing store. So TC, I had another storyline with TC in it, and she, was having a bit of trouble with her boyfriend, and which I changed her boyfriend's name, but you'll later on meet him. He's gonna eventually come and check out her store and everything, and I introduced him then. But just to give a little backstory on them, she's like ready to settle down. She's like, I got my money, I got my store, I'm ready to settle down and be married. He's more like, I still want to play the field, like, he's still in the back, dating, I'm not gonna say dating, but talking to other women. And she kind of know it, but they've been together for so long that she kind of like, I know I'm number one. I know I'm number one. But her best friend, Inzo, he's like, nah, no. If he's still creeping around like this, nah. You need to go ahead and let him go and meet somebody else. Let him know, let him miss you in a relationship. Let him miss you. Let him think that he's about to lose you and everything. But she's just like, not, I'm going to stick around. I'm not going to give up my spot to another woman. That's what she But, yeah, I think, and here we go, Inzo Miller. Enzo Miller is a young adult. He is well paid, but not from no job. He is definitely a street type of guy, and that's the proper way of saying it. But he earns himself in his own entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? So he calls TC and he's like, I'm on my way over there. Do you need anything at the store before I arrive? And she's like, no, just come on by and everything. So some time passed by and he's headed right over there. So he stayed in Oasis Springs. And we'll later check out his place in the next episode. But right now, we're going to hop back over to to the clothing store. Simsters Clothing Store. So he's out here and he's like, this is a nice little neighborhood, Yeah, let me go ahead and go check her out. But she sees him pull up. Let's say he has a car. And she's like, boy, let me tell you something. You take forever to get here. My stomach is growling. listen, come on in. And he's like, nah, you want to go get something to eat? Yeah, you paying? Yeah, yeah. He's like, yes, it's, yeah, TC, I pay, yeah. Where you want to eat at? She's like, let me check. Let me see what's, good. Let's go to the steakhouse. He's like, all right. So they don't head over to the steakhouse in New Crest. I think, yeah, New Crest. So he's gone ahead and making arrangements. No, I do not have the get the work pack. So we don't have to kind of serve ourselves at the steakhouse. But they're going to sit down and eat eventually. I try to get the Sam to go make us something to eat, but it don't work that way in the base game. So we have Presley Cortez that it owns the steakhouse. She is like the manager and the owner of the steakhouse. So let's go ahead and get them in. So when we get in, I'll try to get Presley to make us some dinner. Put a steak on the grill for us. But she's too busy wanting to chit chat with TC. So they sit down and they do a little bit of chit chat, and TC lets her know. Hold on, let me just give it a minute for the video to catch up. I'm doing a voiceover right here, so let's let the video catch up with us. So right here, I'm trying to get Miss Presley to make us some dinner. So I thought that's what she was doing, making us some dinner, you know. But find out you need to the get to work pack. Uh, so I have TC to come sit down. And I switched them in the same household so I could control both of them. Sometimes I'd be on the Sims game and one of my Sims would leave and see how they sitting on different tables. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. So while they sit and chit chat, see, Presley made her own her own food. She was like, I don't know what y'all talking about. There is no get to work pack here. You better serve yourselves. So we're gonna have Inzo go make the meal real quickly while TC and Presley talk. So Presley's like, TC's like, I just moved in and bought the clothing store around the corner. She's like, oh yeah, I know. I seen that it was for sale. Did it cost you a good penny? She was like, I got a real good deal on it. And she's like, oh, that's good, that's good. She's like, yeah, I remember when I bought my steakhouse and everything and started my business and stuff. And she was like, well, I hear the neighborhood is like very good for business. And she's like, yes, yes. The traffic of customers flowing. This is a nice neighborhood to start a business in. And she's like, okay, thank you. Come again. So I don't know where TC got up. I guess she was going in there to make her something to eat. But at this time, Inzo was already finished. So I'm going to have her grab a plate and come sit down. And then we're going to get them a conversation going. TC, what you laughing at? I wait for them to get their plates, son. And like, come on, y'all. And I don't have any mods on here. There's no mods for the PlayStation 4. So, yeah, we don't have to do a lot of editing to get them kind of to do what I want them to do. It's okay. They're going to come out and sit down now. TC, honey, please go get you a plate. Oh, you got your plate. Okay. Now let's get this conversation going. So TC like, oh, this is nice. Thank you, Enzo, paying for the meal. He's like, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're my good friend and everything. Are you are you good on money? She's like, yeah, I'm still good on money and everything. I'm just ready to get this business started up. I'm ready to get my first customer and everything. And he's like, yeah, yeah, I understand that. So she's like, so how are you and Cece doing? And he's like, I haven't talked to her in a while, but I'm glad she stopped calling. I'm done with that relationship. And she's like, well, so you ready to move on and everything? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to move on and meet somebody new. We should go out. We should go out and check out the clubs around here. Maybe coming up this weekend. It's Friday. I mean, we could go tonight. And he's like, nah, not tonight. Nah, I'm, been out all day hustling, maybe Saturday tonight. Maybe Saturday. And she's like, okay, well, I tell you what, we'll check it out next weekend. Just give you enough time to relax and everything, and get your mind together. And we'll go out and hang out. Maybe you'll meet somebody out there. And he's like, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Are you ready to go? He's like, yeah, let's go ahead and go. They are exhausted. Do you see that? They in their orange. Yeah, I don't mean to be doing my Sims like that. But hopefully, Presley come get the plates and clean up for us. So now we're back at Simsters Clothing Store. And it's really, really late. So Tc like, you could crash at my place if you want instead of driving all the way back to Oasis Springs. And he's like, okay, cool. So she's going to go in. He's going to check out the store because he has not been in yet. So they're going to go in. And let's just say he's just checking out the store and helping her unpack and putting up clothes and shoes and stuff like that. And just telling her what color scheme may look good. She's checking out some color schemes. I already picked out the color schemes that I want, but let's just say that's what they're doing. So let's go ahead and jump into Bill in Bill mode. So now we have TC's mini apartment ready, um, and everything for her to move in. She has to use the restroom. So they're going to go in and get some rest, and so he's already asleep. And we're going to have TC get to the restroom. And we're gonna say like they're good friends. Like they're like best friends. They grew up together since elementary school. So they're like brother and sister. They've been really, really close for years. So from here, like I said before, TC asked Enzo about his relationship with CC. Now CC, in my last storyline, him and CC had broke up. And I end up deleting the storyline and starting over. But I'm kind of going to add a little bit of pieces in there because I still have those characters in my gallery. And I do want to bring CC back in later on in the storyline. But right now they're broken up. They haven't spoken to each other or anything like that. She's finally stopped calling and kind of got the uh the point that he did not want to talk to her anymore, and she has moved on. Well, she had moved on in the storyline, but she was kind of still hanging on him, hanging on with him for his money and stuff. So um TC, she's like, feel kind of bad that their relationship ended the way it did, but she's kind of happy that he finally seen the true light of her. Like, everybody was trying to tell him, like, that girl is no good for you. You need to get rid of her. But he was in love with Cece. He was, like, in love with her. And she kind of drug him through the mud. But we're going to get into his storyline a little bit later on. Once we kind of meet everybody and can get the storyline going, and we'll hop back over and do a more detailed storyline with him. So Enzo is up, and no, at that time his name was not Enzo; it was something different. But but I liked the name Enzo, like the video game Enzo. I kind of liked that name, and I was like, oh, that'd be a nice name for him uh, to come back into a new storyline. So he's waiting on TC to wake up and make some breakfast, and he's like, she is still asleep. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and make me a bowl of cereal. I hate to leave and leave a door unlocked so I can go home, but I can wait till she wake up. He like, she got a nice little apartment here, staying right on the lot with a store and everything. This is nice. It's nice. Yep, yep, yep. So he's gonna later. We're gonna later meet his one of his other best friends and stuff, and then I'm gonna try to get like maybe a homewarming party for TC. Like, congratulations, your new store and uh, your new place and stuff like that. They're gonna put something together for TC, and it may not be on this actual lot. It may be in another lot because I want to kind of have a place for them to go party. It could be at a club or something like that, but we'll see. We're not that far yet, but I do want to bring it in kind of early. That way they can all meet and kind of mingle a little bit. And then we don't kind of get a little peek into Cece. She's gonna we don't kind of like bring her in just a little bit with a little bit of drama. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cece is surrounded, but she ain't nothing but drama. She got a whole bunch of drama with her, and at that time, Enzo could not see it. He could not see it. He was just so blinded by love, he could not see it and everything. So finally, now that he is done with her, that was the last straw. I'm not gonna tell you what she did. I'm not gonna tell you what she. Well, I kind of did tell you what she did, but she ended up moving on and everything. But uh, at the time, it goes a lot deeper. But at the time, he couldn't see it. But now that they're no longer together, you know, his nerves is better. he's saving a whole lot more money and everything. And yeah, his life is much calmer now. He's not doing a lot of fighting and stuff that, when they was together, it's like he went to the gas station, he got into a fight. He went to the local market, he got into a fight. It was just like he was fighting left and right, uh, defending her. You know what I'm saying? Guys would say this and that. So he was defending her. And now that they're done, all that just disappeared. So he's much happier. And he realized now that she was the cause of all that drama in his life. Um, but yeah, now that some time has passed on, let's say maybe a year or two, he's ready to get back out there and meet someone new. Not to say that it's going to be something serious, but just have like a friend girl to just chit chat with, go to the movies with, go out to eat with, and stuff like that. I mean, TC is cool and all, but he's just like, his friends are cool and all, but he wants someone that he can cuddle with. Okay, so and TC is like a sister to him, and he doesn't see her that way, and she doesn't see him that way. So he's definitely like, she's definitely like, we'll go out and hang out and get you back in the mingling ring. So he's waiting on TC to wake up. TC must have been really, really, really tired. Really, really tired. And I don't blame her, trying to open up her store and get everything together. She's definitely can rest now from all the work that she's been doing to get a store up and going. And now she got a place and everything. And so now she's up and everything. We don't have her go in and make some breakfast because we want to get her cooking skills up also. And we're going to let her meet her boyfriend. And I switched his name also. And everything. And so Enzo's best friend, Malcolm. Malcolm is like they grew up together. I mean, just like him and TC, they all grew up in the same neighborhood. Um, and went to the same middle school, same high school, and everything. TC, she went off to college. Enzo, he just started hustling. Um, Malcolm, he ended up getting another job. We'll talk about his job later on. And, so, but they all stayed close friends throughout the years and everything. And so TC's boyfriend name is Trevor. And Trevor, I changed his name, but Trevor is, the player type of guy. He's not ready, quite ready to say yes to TC. He still more like goes to the club and hang out. And, he hangs around Enzo too and his little, his friends and stuff. But Enzo, he really don't like him. Deep down inside, he really don't like him. He's like, man, I know how shiesty you are, how you doing, TC. And I don't like it, even though you try to hide it with me and like, oh, no, that's just a friend, that's just a friend. I know, man, I hear rumors and stuff, so he's like, he knows exactly what he's doing behind closed doors, and then he get around TC and everything. He tries to Enzo tries to tell TC, but without telling her to hurt her feelings, But he just says like he's no good for you, You could do a whole lot better, You got your head on straight and everything, and he's still out here in these clubs and out here in these streets. But TC like, I'm gonna give him some time. I'm gonna give him some time, I'm not just gonna give up my spot like that to no other woman. Yo, why have I still got such a soap opera life? Yo, I've been watching too many soap operas. And she looking like, boy, if you do not put that camera down, it's too early in the morning for you to be taking pictures of somebody. Like, I just woke up. I just woke up and got dressed. I am not in the mood to be taking no pictures. Put the camera up. Put the camera up. Don't snap another picture. Yeah, so
Vibes. Mm.
Enzo, like, definitely he wanted to capture this moment in his phone. Like, TC girl, you doing your thing. You doing the dang thing. She's like, thank you, Enzo, thank you. So how's things going with you? How's your place? And he's like, it's good, it's good. You know, it's coming along and stuff. You know, you don't mind me getting a plate, do you? Got some toast and eggs. She's like, no, help yourself, help yourself. So yeah, we're about at the last of this episode and everything. So if you definitely like my storyline, please like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next one. Enzo is about to eat and then go home. Stay tuned to my Sims world where you are simming with Game Haven X01.